be starting in just a minute or so. People are still coming into the webinar, the meeting, so we're going to hang on for just a minute longer. Just so you know, we are going to make sure your mic is muted, but if for some reason we miss you, please go ahead and mute your mic. Also, if you have a question throughout this discussion, please feel free to use the chat feature, and we will look at your question and try and weave it into the conversation if possible. And you should all know that we are recording this session, so if you have any interest in reviewing it later, or you think there's someone that you know who would want to review it, we will make it available and you can have them come access it. So it looks like we've got quite a few folks in. Why don't we go ahead and start? Are you ready, Liz?
I am.
Okay. My name is Diana Cedar, and I'm the Employer Outreach Manager for UCSB's Career Services. I'm working on the Employer Services team. We're the outward-focused group that works with employers and schools to create great opportunities for our students. I'm joined on this call with my colleague Amanda Asquith, who's the Internship and Experience Manager. She's going to be helping me with the tech side of this program. A bit of background about how this came about. In this really crazy time right now, we felt like dialogue needed to be had between the individuals on UCSB's campus who work really closely with students, who are trusted advisors and so forth, who can share some of the information that students need to hear about the recruiting scene right now. So we put together this series of 6 weekly talks so that that information can be shared with you all who have the ear of the students, who can then provide them with this really necessary information at this very, very unusual time. So that was the genesis of this. This is the third of the 6 discussions, so thank you for being here. And now I'd like to introduce our speaker, who is Liz Morgan. She's the Talent Advisor, Ambassador, and Advocate at Takeda, a pharmaceutical company in Thousand Oaks. So she's ready to share her perspective on what's going on in the recruiting field right now, and maybe share some best practices that we can offer to our students, and then have a question and answer time for you to throw out whatever questions you have regarding how we can best communicate with our students about what's going on in the hiring world. So I'm going to turn it over. Go ahead, Liz, take it away.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Diana, for really inviting me to speak with you all and being part of this event. Again, Liz Morgan. I do lead the talent acquisition within our Thousand Oaks campus. Takeda is a global-wide patient-focused biopharmaceutical company. We are committed to bringing, better health and a brighter future to people worldwide. Thousand Oaks, our motto is "Every vial has a name." This is a core value of our Thousand Oaks campus. Our Thousand Oaks campus, we were constructed in 1992. Again, it is a biologics GMP commercial operations campus or site within our biologics Takeda network. We do manage a diverse biologics manufacturing portfolio that consists over 50 product licenses serving patients across the globe. Some of the technologies that we have here in Thousand Oaks consist of cell culture and purification, formulation, filling in vials, assembly with device, as well as packaging, and there's so much more.
Okay, great. So why don't you set the stage for us and give us a little bit of background about how things were looking in the beginning of the winter and spring quarters, and how things are looking for you now. What was your plan before, and then all of a sudden, the pandemic happened, what does your hiring look like now?
So we are still continuing with our hiring process. We have several needs, particularly in our experienced side of our recruiting. In the beginning, I'd say winter and spring, we did focus on our college open house, where we invited all universities and colleges locally within Ventura County. And it was really an opportunity to again have students and faculty to understand who we are at Takeda and Thousand Oaks, meet several employees, and really educate our community of who we are and the importance of what we do. So it was a half-day event where we took students and faculty around our site, introduced them to certain areas such as our manufacturing, quality. We showcase like demonstration on how to gown, and it's not easy. So it was really a fun-filled opportunity, not just for our students and faculty, but definitely for our employees as well, to really learn from each other. So so outside of our college open house, we visited several or attended several career fairs as well. So we're still actively recruiting. There's a lot of exciting momentum, things that's going on right now. So it is definitely an exciting time to be part of the Takeda family.
So we were so happy that you did that open house in the wintertime, because a group of our students were able to participate, and that was wonderful. They came back with rave reviews, and so we thank you for that. That was great. And just to highlight something, I don't want to forget, we're going to have another activity with Takeda and students a little bit later this month. So we'll talk a little bit more about that later. But so you're saying that you're still recruiting, which is fabulous. Can you tell us if this situation, this pandemic, has changed how you go through the recruiting process? Are there new technologies that you've brought into your system now to bring students, recent graduates, into Takeda?
So we're really fortunate to be able to have, great tools and resources to be effective talent advisors, recruiters. I think with this event, with COVID-19, it really did force us to utilize our current tools more effectively. And because a lot of activities are done through, again, virtual, right? Making sure that our team are properly trained to use the current tools that we have. So again, fortunately, we've had the tools that we're currently using to really be effective advisors and be able to, again, recruit properly.
So are the opportunities that you're recruiting for right now all virtual, or what are they looking like?
So again, when we are recruiting, a lot of the interviews, is that what you meant? The interviews are done virtually. Again, a lot of those who are essential, right? Essential workers obviously will have to be on site, but those who do not have to be on site obviously are working remotely.
Right. But so the people that you're hiring currently who are not physically coming into the office, how are you managing that onboarding and training process, since the physical in-person activities aren't generally allowed at this point?
Yeah, so everything is done through virtual. We have an extremely talented, agile team who works with our new employees, like during NEO or new employee orientation. So again, with new hires coming in, if they are not if they're not an essential worker, they don't have to be on site. So again, most of things that we do, like all the interactions are done virtually.
Wow, that's got to be a challenge for all of you. So just to backtrack a little bit, do you currently have an internship program that's going on, or are you really looking for more full-time? Or I thought you said even more experienced hires.
Yeah, so we are focusing on, like currently, many of our needs are full-time, regular employees. Currently we are working on our our summer internship program. It is on hold for now, but what we want to make sure is that we have all the logistics needed to assure that those that are coming in as a summer intern is provided with, are equipped with tools that they need to assure that they do have a very positive experience.
Great. So how would you counsel individuals who are hiring who are going through the application process? How would you counsel them to change their approach to the job search? Or what skills do you think are really vital in this new interviewing and hiring landscape?
Right, so I think more than ever, it is absolutely crucial to continue to network. Um, Networking right now, I mean, I think it's definitely vital. Being able to utilize these social media platforms, such as LinkedIn, is extremely important, I think. Showcasing, I would say, if a student does not have a LinkedIn account, I highly recommend that they do. This will allow them to, showcase their skills, their successes, and it is an open resume. But definitely utilizing social platforms such as LinkedIn, showcasing their talent, their skills, is so vital, particularly with what we're going through now.
Are you at Takeda are you sourcing candidates using those different social platforms?
I am on LinkedIn every minute. Um, it is, again, it's definitely a tool that I utilize every day, and it is a tool that is absolutely effective for me as a recruiter to really look into talent. And again, what we've been doing as well is we have our Takeda Talk series. And this is an opportunity for our employees to show, and showcase their journey, their career journey to their audience, and the audience is students and faculty. So we will be holding these Takeda Talks shortly, and we do encourage students to join in, learn from our speakers, and ask questions if they do attend, these series. So those are just some of the things that that we are doing now, and some of the touch points of having like webinars or again these virtual meetings and attending those. It's absolutely crucial.
Okay, so that's great information to share, with students, that they've got to be attending these kinds of activities and then probably following up, doing some great outreach and making sure that you're aware of who they are.
Absolutely.
So I kind of want to jump back to how you all are sourcing your candidates, because, what we want to share with our students is how best to present themselves, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So when you are using something like LinkedIn or Glassdoor, insert your social platform, what are the searches that you actually do? And I think that might bring in, what kind of students you are looking for that would inform your search. But then how do you find the people? What catches your interest?
So Diana, I think,
Electronically.
yeah, so I think it's important before I do even search for, let's just say, entry level for interns and whatnot. What I do typically is I reach out to the universities and colleges and let them know about, our new opportunities that would be beneficial to students or new grads or someone that has like these certain skills that we're looking for. And I think, having that partnership with the local schools, really with our community, is, I think that would be the first thing that we should do as employers, right? Now, with that said, my advice to, to students that would want to connect with recruiters, whether it be LinkedIn, is to, connect with them, but not just by, so when you're on LinkedIn, you can connect with them with this, you can just connect with them, right? But within that, you should be able to tailor a message before connecting with them, if that makes sense. Because there is an option for you to write a note to a person that you want to connect with through LinkedIn, rather than just leaving it blank. Because again, you want to personalize it. You want it to be meaningful, and not just connecting with someone that you have, that you don't have a relationship with, right? So it's best to write a note, personalize it before connecting with someone through LinkedIn.
Right, that's really, really good advice. That's good advice. So how do you think this pandemic, or what do you see going forward when the fall comes around? How do you see connecting with students? Is it going to be different? What does your fall recruiting plan look like at this point?
So again, depending on like where we are, right? If we are still forced to stay home, obviously we'll adhere to any regulations of safety, but we will definitely continue with our Takeda Talk series. I think it's important for our employees to stay connected with our community. We will definitely, you'll see a lot more webinars too. And particularly with, with students, we will have career development seminars where we will invite students to join. These are all free webinars. And again, it's really educating and providing advice to our students that may need it, before they graduate and going into the workforce. So we will continue again to provide more webinars, training perhaps, and really it's an opportunity for, continuing that connection with our community.
Great. So maybe this would be a good moment to plug your upcoming Takeda Talk. Tell us a little bit more about what you think is going to go on during that session, and who you're looking for, who should be participating in that session.
Yeah, so again, Diana, thank you so much for partnering with me in this initiative. It is going to be, really what we want to accomplish is we want our employees as well as students and faculty to really, again, get to know each other, educate each other, right? And in this case, we will have our head of quality, who is a UCSB alumni, and he will, speak on his career journey, to Takeda and how he got there. But really, it is an opportunity for students and faculty to ask him questions, pick his brain, understand. Again, it is engaging, right? We want to engage with the students and faculty at UCSB, and also educate, educate our audience about Takeda. why we're here and what we do, and really strengthening our, our relationship with the campus.
That's awesome. We appreciate your interest in partnering, and that's going to be great. So we've got that. It's in process right now, getting onto Handshake. We will be promoting that significantly, working with the Breaching Biotech group and that type of thing. So hopefully that'll be a great day, a great event. So I do want to open it up to Q&A from our audience. If you've got some questions for Liz here, this is the time to ask them. We'll wait a few minutes while folks come up with their questions. Or Amanda, do you see any in the chat box? I'm not seeing any.
I don't yet.
Okay.
I've got some questions.
Why am I not surprised? Great, Derek, go for it.
Hi, Liz.
Hi.
Thanks so much for doing this. I'm a career counselor here at Career Services, and I work with a lot of our students who are interested in biotech. I work with primarily with our students in the life and the physical sciences. So this is very near and dear to my heart. I really appreciate this. So my question is about what you see, at least at Takeda, and then possibly even elsewhere as well. But certainly at Takeda, when we're talking about hiring of our undergrads at the moment, are you seeing any changes in where they're being placed, where like what types of positions particularly? Is there more R&D, or is there more in other departments? Is it the same as it has been in the past, or has the pandemic changed the types of positions that are open or not for undergrads at the moment? Does that make sense?
Yeah, so here at our site, again, as far as like opportunities, right? Again, it all depends on the need. So the need can come from within our manufacturing, our quality, engineering, right? So it could be from different areas at our site. It really does depend on what the actual need is. Now, what I can tell you is that a lot of our previous interns were placed within our manufacturing as well as our quality department. But again, as far as like where they're going to be placed, it really does depend on the actual need. And what we do try our best to make sure that we match the interest of our intern, our student, to the right opportunity. So I hope I answered that question.
Yeah,
So
I think.
Go ahead, Derek.
Oh, go ahead, Diana. I was just saying thanks.
Okay, good. All right, so we do have a couple of questions that I'll go ahead and read to you. For an R&D entry-level position, do recruiters want to see previous research or experience, publications, and posters? And how does a student best market those attributes on their LinkedIn or resume?
Yeah. So again, for Thousand Oaks, we're not an R&D site. However, obviously R&D is a part of our business. I would definitely encourage students to really showcase their most current achievements on their resume and on their LinkedIn profile. If there's links, if there's examples of what they've done, definitely include that in your LinkedIn account as well. So for really, if you want to showcase something that you're so proud of, whether it's a small accomplishment, a big accomplishment, really show your pride and really post it and show the world that this is what you've done. And that's okay, but I mean, boasting is fine. And I personally would love to see that. So if your student has something, a link to what they, accomplished or worked on, definitely showcase that on the resume as well as their LinkedIn account. Showcase it to the world and be proud of it.
Do you prefer that applicants who come to Takeda have research and experience that sort of dovetails with the position at hand, or how do you look at that prior research?
So yes, I would definitely, if they are going to speak on it, right, showcase it. So I'll give you an example. It's not so much in R&D, but within engineering. And we had an intern, an entry level, where they came to their interview with their senior project. And I was blown away. Again, I'm visual, right? But really, it was not so much about, the item itself, but it's the way this candidate spoke about their senior project. And I'm going to tell you right now that enthusiasm and the way, and the enthusiasm and the passion while this candidate was, speaking about the project, it really resonated, and that's contagious. So if a student does have something, a senior project to showcase, absolutely bring that with you during an interview. I definitely encourage that.
So you mentioned that the Thousand Oaks office does not do R&D. Can you speak a little bit to the offices around the country and globally that do different things? Like, where is R&D done?
Again, Takeda is such a huge organization. R&D is done throughout it's global wide. I can't just speak on one location. Our offices, again, it's all over the world. So if someone is interested in just R&D, our site will provide you so much information about different business units, different departments, and different locations. So I would definitely encourage students who would be interested in R&D to go to our website and definitely do some research.
Okay, great. Do we have any other questions coming through the chat, or does anybody
We have one, Diana. So this question asks, how can career services here at UCSB continue to support your talent development needs?
I think more than ever, it is so important to keep the communication open, to keep continuous communication, if that makes sense. So if, let's say that you have a student who has a passion for biopharmaceutical organizations such as Takeda, definitely I would encourage you to reach out to me, to Takeda, and showcase and share with us, your student who would be a great asset to the organization. Again, it starts with a conversation, right? So in order to start a conversation, definitely reach out, and we will absolutely do the same. So again, previously we had a surge on temporary work within our manufacturing site, and we communicated that information to our local schools and universities, and to again allow young talent to participate or apply to these open positions. So I would definitely encourage to continue this communication and really start with the conversation.
Okay. All right.
I've got one more question. That's okay. Or are we at time, Diana?
We're right on the edge. Derek, can you just be quick and we'll
Yes.
get it done? Thanks.
So I'm just curious, we've talked a lot about positions for undergraduate students. We obviously have quite a few graduate students at UCSB as well. Are you seeing differentials in positions that are available to undergrads versus graduate level students at the moment? Is it better or worse for either one?
So it's not better or worse. Again, I'm going to have to go back to the need of what we're looking for, right? So a lot of our opportunities do not require a master's. Many do require an undergrad, but obviously a master's or master's is preferred. But really, it is about making sure that we have the right opportunity or the need to hire for. So I do not see a huge difference, but obviously for those opportunities that require a degree, we do prefer, a master's. It's a preferred.
Well, we are over time a couple of minutes, and I do want to respect everybody's calendar obligations. So we'll just go ahead and wrap this. And I want to thank you so much, Liz, for your support of UCSB, your interest in working with us. And we look forward to great things. Don't forget, tell your students about the Takeda talk on May the 20th. It's going to be from 3 to 4 in the afternoon. And our alum, Daniel Armstrong, I think is his name, right?
Yes.
Will be online to talk about what they're doing at Takeda and his work there as head of quality. And we thank you all for tuning in. And don't forget, next week, Thursday at 10 o'clock, we will have Braze, a digital advertising company from San Francisco. So thank you, everybody. And thank you especially, Liz.
Thank you.
Bye.